This week, we're giving you our big gaming predictions for 2026. Join us as we give you our biggest and weirdest predictions, and also discuss everything the latest Nintendo Direct had to offer on this week's HGO Podcast. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the HGO Podcast. One of your hosts today, Ethan. Join me as always is my good friend Hunter. Hey Hunter, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just swell.
Oh, I love that. I love as soon as I started the podcast, you went into all robot mode. You went straight into the little disconnect dimension. We are not having much luck today at the start of these episodes, but you know what? I think it'll fix itself. I think it's all good. How are you feeling? You feeling good? It's February already. January blues are over.
Yeah. January feels like it took a whole year of its own, so...
Yeah, it's been a bit, it's been a good respite. I think that's the thing, it's like, the older I get, the more I appreciate January, just because it's like, everyone just gives up, and I kind of appreciate it, It's like life gives up for a month, and I'm like, that's good. I can catch up on sleep and trying to regain my sanity, and it doesn't always work out, but I think it's pretty good for the most part. February, I'm still a bit off on. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The thing about February is always, at least if it's bad, it's like 4 days shorter than every other month.
True. But yeah, it's still the beginning of the year, ladies and gentlemen, so we are going to be doing big predictions for 2026. The biggest of biggest predictions. I'm expecting great things here. Remember, gamble responsibly, but my gosh, I just put it all on black on all of these, I think every single one of these is going to come true today, so we're going to talk about all of our big and wacky predictions for 2026, see what this year has got in store for us. So yeah, if that sounds cool, join us. It's going to be a fun time. Obviously, articles on the website if you want to go and check them out, as well as reviews on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/hotgamersonly. Still a bit, like I say, still quiet. No video games are out on the front. I think Kyle is partaking in some Neo 3. I'm very much appreciating the fact that Mugenics seems to be pretty well received. That's good for my fantasy critic, baby. You got to get those shots in when you can get them.
This is revenge for me getting blueprints last year.
Yeah. You just had to have your eyes on the ball, mate. You just had to have your eyes on the ball. You know what's the next one? 96 for Tomodachi Life, living the dream, baby.
I think the first time I saw Mugenics with a number, it had a 97, and I was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, that's a bit overblown though. It was like three outlets had got to it. I think it's like a 90 now, which is still very good.
Yeah, it dropped to a very respectable
the measly 90. Get it out of here. Filth. 2025 would not be having it, Hunter. Not even in the top 5, mate. Get it out of here. But yeah, let's talk about the good old year 2026. It's gonna be an interesting one either way, Hunter, because obviously it's like we're living in a year where everyone is afraid of Rockstar Games. Like, that is just where we're living. My first wild prediction, I only say it's wild because I feel like the internet will never believe that this game's ever going to come out. My first big wild prediction, Hunter, is that GTA 6 will launch on November 19th, 2026. We're starting it big. It's coming out just because I want it gone. I want it out of the way.
Yeah,
I want my video games back,
at
mate.
this point. I just want the monkey to be off the back of the industry at this point, Let this game come out so that everyone can play this until they die.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Because
I'm really looking forward to it. I genuinely am. There's something magical about a new Rockstar Games release, just because, no one quite, and it's mainly because of the money. It's mainly because no one pumps money into games like Take-Two does a Rockstar game. But it's like, there's just something about those experiences, like Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's just like, what a world to go and just live in for a little bit. I'm more excited. I feel like I'm one of the few people that's more excited for the actual story of GTA 6, the actual game, than I am the online that's going to live for 2 decades afterwards. Like, I'm just like, I can't wait to live in that world for like 2 weeks and then go, I can't believe we waited 13 years for that. That's pretty sick. Anyway, moving on. I think it's going to be a good time. But I think it's time. My second spin on it, though, it will not win Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2026. That is my second prediction for that part. That's my wild
Yeah,
part.
that's not too hard to believe, I don't think. Like, I feel like it's very possible if, like in 2013, I don't remember which game won in Jeff's show at that time, but like The Last of Us came out, and the industry sure did love The Last of Us, for example.
It was God
So
of
if a
War
game,
2018 that won to Red Dead Redemption
oh,
2. And then
I was talking
Red
about in
Dead
2013 when
Oh,
the
Last
other
of Us.
when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out.
Oh yeah, The Last of Us won that year.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like
It
if
always
something
gets
to
snubbed.
that if something to that caliber of like, story with the AAA. If Grand Theft Auto came out last year, I wouldn't have been shocked to see Expedition beat it.
That would have been a fight for the ages, I feel. But no, I feel like there's going to be something, and I don't think we necessarily know it yet. What that game is, I think there's probably something in the
Resident
pipeline.
Evil Requiem.
Maybe, like genuinely, maybe with how these previews
Uh,
are shaping up, that is
oh
not
man.
not a. It's a possibility, mate. It's genuinely a possibility with the
Yeah.
way that these previews are going. But I think that people will be angry when it doesn't. That's like, I feel like that is kind of where the industry always heads is, people were mad when God of War 2018 won. And to be honest, let me be real here for a second.
It's never
I'm
the right
also a Red
winner.
Dead truther, okay? I'm also a Red Dead truther. I also would have liked Red Dead Redemption 2 to have won that one. But at the same time, other great games come out. Other great games happen. I'm hoping there's a surprise like Expedition 33 this year. I hope that, Nintendo actually has a video game they're planning on releasing in the year of our Lord 2026 that isn't just Tomodachi Life and Ribbon Heaven, because I love both of those games, Hunter. I love both of those franchises. But we all know that that's not what the Nintendo Switch 2 needs in its second year out. So yeah. Do you think it's out this year, Hunter? Do you think GTA 6 is out this year?
Yeah, I think it'll make it. I hope it does. Like we were saying, just so the monkey is off the back at this point. I'm sick of. We're going on like year 3 of people running away from Grand Theft Auto now.
Yeah, I feel like we need
even
more.
though I don't have a care in the world to play this game, I would like for things to return to equilibrium.
Yeah, 100%. I also, I feel like it just, it's like when Tears of the Kingdom, where it's like, no, I think this is it this time. It's similar. Those are the vibes I'm getting. It feels like it's time. I feel like it will show up. And I just hope it delivers. I hope that, especially for people that have been waiting for so long, that it is the game that you hope that it will be. And I really hope, for the love of everything, it does not end with a Life is Strange choice at the end of, do you kill Jason or do you kill Lucia or whatever her name is. They've done that before in GTA. Let's not do it again. Commit to the story. I think that's why Red Dead and even GTA 4, their stories was done so well, was just because they really did commit to it. Whereas GTA 5 was just like, have your cake, you pick. You don't do it. I'm like, everyone picked the same option, mate. Like, calm down. Mental. Right. Move on from GTA 6, Hunter. What is your big prediction for 2026?
Alrighty. So, we've already mentioned the year that Nintendo is shaping up to have at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, to me, at the start of 2026, it's feeling like a very 2019 year.
Don't say that. Please, for the love of everything, don't say that.
Maybe it's because Fire Emblem is slated to come out probably in the summer or something.
Yeah.
But, you know what that means? They need to come out in the fall.
I know what you're going to say, and I'm not going to be
Luigi's Mansion 4.
Yeah, there you go.
I believe that Luigi's Mansion 4 will release this year. Probably be announced at the next real direct they do.
That wouldn't surprise me if I'm honest with you. I think because Next Level,
It's
the
the
last
vibe
game.
that this year has right now, to be honest with you.
I mean, it makes sense from Next Level's perspective as well, because the last game that they worked on was the Strikers game, and it was that abysmal that they probably only spent about 3 weeks on it. So I feel like they've had plenty of time to
Yeah.
make another one.
Yeah.
Those animations though, Hunter. Next Level games, fantastic animations. It's a shame they forgot to make the game with Mario
The
Strikers.
goal celebrations were really funny. Waluigi's little tube man arm strut was great.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, but I 100%. Here's my thing where it's like I 100% see it, and I can 100% see it being an autumn release. It's bizarre to me though that this Mario 40th celebration is the Mario, is it the 40th?
Yeah, it would be.
Mario 40. There's this whole Mario 40 events happening, and they're like, oh yeah, look, it's Yoshi in the massive big bulging book. I'm just gonna keep adding. I'm gonna just keep adding adjectives every time I bring that game up going forward. But they're announcing all that stuff, and it's like you can 100% imagine them then going, yeah, and there's a Luigi's Mansion game coming out. It's like you could have mentioned that instead of the random Yoshi game, but okay, cool, whatever. I mean, for Nintendo, I've got a couple of Nintendo ones, to be honest. My really boring plain Jane big Nintendo prediction for this year is if there is a big game this year that isn't Pokemon, because let's be real, we'll get to Pokemon later, that it would be Mario, just to coincide with, we've got the movie coming out 6 or 7 months later, second wind. Oh, look, Mario game as well. Everyone buy your Switch too, but watch the movie, do the blooming thing, whatever, right? My big prediction that's going to annoy a lot of people, except for people who were specifically a child in 2008, is that we've waited all this time, Hunter. We have waited 9 years for Mario Galaxy 3. It's not even a new 3D Mario game. It is literally just a modern Galaxy game. That is my prediction, is we've waited this long for another Galaxy game.
Well. I mean,
why would they do a Galaxy movie? Let's be real. Why would they do this? Why would they jump the gun on this? Why would they not do a Mario World movie first? Because that's essentially what they're doing. Like, you know what I mean?
Every trailer I see of that game makes it look like a different thing. Which I guess, there wasn't that much cohesion between the marketing of the first movie, but
there was cohesion in it though, whereas this one doesn't feel like it. It's just like, oh, quickly stick some Odyssey in there, and it's all about Galaxy, and Bowser Jr. is here, so it's a bit of that, and I'm like, pick a lane, mate. But again, I feel like that 2019 vibes. Imagine the 3D Mario you've been waiting 9 years for is just Galaxy 3. There will be people that were very excited, but there'll be plenty of people like me who are like, I haven't even played Galaxy 1 and 2 yet, mate. Like, genuinely.
It definitely feels like it's like the boat has been missed several times over to do a third Galaxy game. Like, if you were going to do one of those, I feel like that would have been
2013. like ages ago.
Or something to do at the start of the Switch's life, not the second year of your second console.
I'm getting that vibe though. I'm getting like a Luigi's Mansion 4 and a Mario Galaxy 3 year from Nintendo. And that's, for some people, that sounds like the time of their lives. For me personally, Hunter, that sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen. What's your next prediction, mate? What's your next prediction?
We'll stick with the since Mario's on topic right now, I have slated, because I don't, in my predictions, have any big Mario platformer. Instead, I had a Paper Mario game.
Another classic.
Where it would, a trailer that would give fans of the first couple hope, and then it would turn out to be closer to, or the caliber of a game like Origami King.
When did Origami King come out?
2020.
Yeah, okay, that's enough time, isn't it? That's enough time between them. Um, yeah, that's mental. It's been that long. I guess obviously they did the Thousand Year Door remake not too long ago. That was like 3 years ago, wasn't it? It was 2023. Was it 24?
20,
It might have been 24.
24, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can see it potentially happening. I think there will be at least another Mario project or two this year, just by the
Yeah.
nature of it being the 40th.
I think the fact that, at least I don't think they have a big platformer to shoot this year. So they're just gonna flood the year with a bunch of smaller stuff.
I
Like
just
Yoshi and Luigi and tennis.
that direct really didn't, from a third party perspective, give us much hope either. To be honest, it's
No.
you don't want to be doing that. That's the problem. Is we felt like the Switch 2 had been pushed and pushed and pushed, and then there's nothing to really show for it. Is the issue, and it's like sure, I'd be more than happy to play a Luigi's Mansion 4, but also that's not the kind of thing where I'm like, yep, that's the big exclusive I'm needing from Nintendo right now. I kind of need like some food, dude, some food that isn't like Splatoon spin-off and Luigi's Mansion, like this is the year that we're getting. And a Fire Emblem game. As someone who loves Fire Emblem, still, that's a side of a quieter year for Nintendo for Fire Emblem's coming out.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's stick on the Nintendo theme, Hunter. Let's stick on the Nintendo theme. I don't know if you've got anything for Zelda, but I'm gonna go to that Pokemon one that I mentioned earlier. This is not a batshit crazy prediction. Pokemon Gen 10 will be released this year. Obviously, it will be. It's Pokemon's 30th anniversary. Here's the bold prediction: Pokemon Gen 10 will be actually good, like unironically a good video game. Yet people will still hate it. So that is my prediction. Is it will genuinely, like, I'm talking like Pokemon Black here. I'm talking like a fundamentally good video game that people are still going to dogpile and hate just because that's the fun thing to do with Game Freak. I feel like Game Freak have been setting themselves up for a win for the last like 2 or 3 games. I think with Legends Arceus, followed by Scarlet and Violet, which was a really rough showing, to ZA, which is a little bit of a mixture. I think they have been setting themselves up for a win. I feel like Wind and Waves might be that win, and people will still try and trounce it. That is my like kind of bold move, is they might actually release something good here. Also, I just want to be hopeful about a lot of this is doom and gloom on my list, so it's like let's try and be a little bit hopeful. I think it's time that maybe Pokemon does a little bit better than an 81. I can dream. It's the 30th year, mate. They've got like, you know what I mean? Like they're getting the dregs out with Pokopia, dude. That'll be the 72 of the year for Pokemon.
God. Dude, it'll be lucky to get 72. That thing looks dreadful.
Yeah, so let's just like get that out of the way. Get a Pokemon Gen 10 and get a good game. And I think that'll probably be the if Wind and Waves is good, that'll genuinely probably be the redeeming factor of Nintendo's second year of Switch, which compared to Switch 1, where it was Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, that would be a much better kind of beacon of hope for the platform. But yeah, that's my Pokemon kind of prediction. And I like there's nothing else fun to really predict with Pokemon other than, I'm just gonna say this because I want to, Hunter. You ready for this? It's called Nintendo Switch Online, Game Boy Advanced, and Game Boy, and it's called Just Give Me the Old Games, Nintendo, you frauds. Just give them. Put them on the classic system. I don't care. Make me pay flipping £8 for Fire Red. I don't care. I like, stop hoarding them. Why do I have to pay £300 on eBay to get a copy of Fire Red? Why? Don't be cowards. We're at this point now where it's just like you're just begging for people to pirate your old games because there is no easily accessible way to go for it.
They're so obsessed with bringing the old stuff with them to the new games all the time anyway. You'd think they'd be more agreeable to giving you the old games more often, you know?
You would, but also it is the beauty of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company that they sit there, and their main demographic for the video games in particular is a bunch of 30-year-olds who haven't let go of their childhood, and they've got them by they've got them in a chokehold, and then they're like, and we're not going to give you what you want. So it's like, it's just kind of crazy to me. If Pokemon was owned by Square, there would have been 26 re-releases of all of these video games. You know what I mean? Like, this is just, it's
Yeah.
explicitly a Pokemon thing, and I don't get it. I don't. Fair enough if you want to charge them for it, but I feel like now's a great time to start moving that stuff, because the Switch, especially for Gen 1 through 3, I think that it's a no-brainer to move Gen 1 through 3 over. And then there's your solution when you want to actually start making changes to the Pokemon formula. Oh, you don't like it? Look, all the old ones are on there. Just get a grip. Just go play your Fire Red on your GBA Online, Nintendo Switch Classics Collection Volume 3 or whatever they call it. Anyway. Have you got anything else Nintendo related? Anything Zelda for the 40th?
Like,
or whatever,
I don't
it's
have
the
anything
35th?
especially interesting for Zelda as far as, like, if there's a Zelda thing this year, I think it would probably be the long fabled Twilight Princess port. I think it would be specifically that one and not Wind Waker, because Twilight Princess is probably the closest vibe-wise to the movie that's coming out
Maybe
soon. So they
my
prediction that one first.
My prediction is that there is no Zelda stuff this year. That's my prediction. Is they'll do a tease for the movie. You might get the ever so faintest glimpse of the next Zelda game, but it will be like, when they did the teaser to Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is now in development. Like, it'll be something like that. But I don't know. I don't feel it.
Oh, another minute-long video that I watch 1,000 times for the next couple of years. Amazing.
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't see anything on the cards as far as, like, things that could happen for it. Because, like, people have been murmuring about the Ocarina remake or something.
Yeah, but that's just like...
And I don't know. Maybe it's because I think this year is Snake Bit, but I don't think it's I don't think it's happening this year.
The vibes are off. I don't think that even there's something about it that I'm like, no, I don't think so. But I'd love to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
I do I do have a really out of left field. This is Nintendo related. Ben Starr's next cosplay appearance will be Hugh Morris from the hit video game Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. He needs another clown outfit. I think that is
like
the next thing
he'd do.
Yeah. I mean, if he wanted to do the bit, I mean, he could go to the, say the Game Awards in America as Hugh Morris, and then he can go to the BAFTAs as the whatever the English version of the clown was called, because there were two different clowns in those directs. So I feel like the potential here is incredible. Around the globe, he just changes clown costume. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Right. Enough Nintendo. What's next on your wonderful little list of predictions for 2026, Hunter?
So, one I've got here that's kind of... I don't think this is like a big one for a lot of people, but it's just kind of a pattern I've been noticing that I think will continue. I think that Bandai Namco is going to continue to reanimate the corpses of old Studio Japan games.
I had this one in here. Here as well. Mine is specifically Gravity Rush.
Yeah, I've got Gravity Rush and The Last Guardian.
Yeah, I think...
Well, both Gravity Rushes, I imagine, would be happening. I just didn't specify in my notes.
Yeah, I just think... I think that, Hot Shot, Everybody's Golf and Patapon were kind of test benches. And I think they worked. I think it was, and I can't think of a better series, at least a PlayStation series, to go to a Nintendo platform than Gravity Rush. I feel like Nintendo fans will appreciate Gravity Rush far more than PlayStation fans ever did. It's like, I think
Gravity
for a lot
Rush feels like a game that would have been on a Nintendo console if Nintendo ever, had the power to do that when Gravity Rush was coming out.
Dude, it feels like, it feels like some kind of
Like, it
backwards
feels like an
world.
alternate universe version of, like, a Wii U game. Like, a
No,
world where the Wii
yeah,
U
yeah.
had a game.
Yeah, because the PS Vita had those kind of controls, like, the
Yeah.
tilts and all that jazz. Or like it's like some backwards kind of 3DS project where you were hovering in the foreground of the 3DS's screen and then you'd launch through it.
Yeah, shooting at the
Um,
background.
but yeah, that was also mine. I think that I specifically think that it will be Gravity Rush that's the next one that they do. Mainly just because I would really like for them to re-release Gravity Rush because the physical copies for Gravity Rush are a darn fortune, and I would really like to own a copy
Yeah.
without breaking an arm and a leg. But yeah, I think that's a pretty valid prediction there. Here's one for you, Hunter. Here's one for all the sickos out there. I know you. I see you. I respect you. Danganronpa 2x2 will have an
Here we
AI
go.
controversy.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying whether there will be AI involved or not. I will say that the internet will get their little AI investigation goggles on and will meticulously criticize this video game to death. Yeah,
As it turns out, Danganronpa 2x2 is going to cross over with AI the Somnium files.
You wish.
Imagine Monokuma doing his Monokuma thing and he gets drop kicked by Aiba's little eyeball bear form.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking. I was like, what kind of sicko thing would happen with Danganronpa? And I was like, yeah, that seems about right. People are already looking at the animations that they were doing for when the character portraits were moving and going, those animations look janky. I'm like, they're already investigating this thing. Like, it's like, I'm like, they're already on it. I also want to, if I was a betting man, I'd put money on them not being any involvement in AI in Danganronpa 2x2.
No, like
But people will try
Danganronpa
and blame it.
Danganronpa has too much like wrong at the core of its being to be
It's
generated. Like it's
effed
all
up
organic.
enough without it's effed up enough without
free
having to.
range, non-GMO.
There's something in it, Hunter. There's something in it. It's not good, mate. But yeah. Can't wait, mate. Sickos rejoice. Danganronpa 2x2 will release in 2026. Yeah. I just thought there'll be obviously there's already plenty of AI stuff this year. There'll be AI stuff as it continues through the year. I just thought that's the kind of sicko video game that we're gonna have to talk about at some point. What next prediction, Hunter?
All right, I've got a couple for Capcom here. I'll get the less interesting one out of the way now. I do still think there's a decent chance that the third Onimusha game gets a port before the new one comes out.
That's fair.
Since the new one is supposed to come out this year, but it's still undated.
So yeah.
There's a lot of wiggle room there.
That's
and then
fair.
on to the more interesting one for me. I think the next entry in the Devil May Cry series will be revealed this year.
Keep drinking that copium, buddy. You keep on drinking. Chug, chug. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to another year.
I don't think it's... You see, that's the thing, is whether it's a new... I think that there's a decent chance that it would be a remake of the first game.
Interesting.
Since Itsuno is gone, he's been gone for a little while now, so they kind of need... They've theoretically been finding new leadership for that series. I think that remaking the first game, especially while they've got Kamiya over there playing nice with them, could give them notes on it, since, that was his. And it would be a decent, testing bed for what they can do.
Totally. I mean, Capcom has got 16 million games, in development at a time, so I can 100% see it happening. It's only a matter of time. When does Devil May Cry come back? It's not a will Devil May Cry come back. It's just patiently waiting for the next entry or the next installment in general.
Yeah, I do think that, they're also smarter about this kind of thing than, say, Konami is with ignoring the kind of cachet that their extracurricular stuff gives their IPs, where Devil May Cry 5 got a huge boost in sales when the Netflix show came out
Oh.
in the past, like in the time it's been since then. So I think they'd probably be expecting that and trying to capitalize on it within the next year.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And I mean, you know, they're the kind of company at the moment, you know, like with Requiem is a great example of it, where they don't tend to show stuff until they are ready and they've already got the date set and they're ready to go. So it's you know, they're not going to do a Konami where they announce Silent Hill 2 remake and then go, well, it'll be out at some point.
Yeah, we'll see.
In the future.
Yeah, and like the pattern that the release pattern for 5 was, you know, E3 trailer and then it was out by the next March, which I expect something similar would be, if this announcement happened, would be announcement and then out in 6 to 9 months.
That's fair. I have got a little mini Resident Evil Requiem prediction.
Ooh.
You ready for this? I'm just going, you know, the game is potentially leaked. The physical copies are out there, so I'm just going to get my shots out here before everything's on the internet, right? My prediction is Leon Kennedy will survive Resident Evil Requiem. I am pretty much certain.
Are people trying to slate him to die?
People are trying to do the. People are trying to
Who
do
would do that?
You know, they're trying to do the Joel, dude. They're trying to get him with the baseball bat. I'm like, bro, he's gonna survive his like 16th infection and he'll be fine. He'll live to see the day.
Yeah. Chris survived. I don't know why. It's not like. What an absurd thing to think.
Yeah, I don't know why. I've just seen so many people going, he's a goner, mate. He's a goner. I'm like, he's not going anywhere, mate. He's not going anywhere.
All of the best games have him in it. They're not gonna kill him. He's the secret sauce.
My more out of the box thing is they're gonna break all the shippers' hearts, dude. But they're gonna make a suggestion that he has moved on from Ada as well. That's my other one. Get in the bin, sickos. Just ruin everything for you. There you go. He'll live and he will also really not be with Ada.
We'll deal with it. To be honest with you,
dude, I feel like, you know, I'm all happy for Leon to be back, you know, and I'm hoping to eventually play this game. I think it's, you know, cool. But I think Capcom should kind of be over a little bit the nostalgia bait. I think especially after 6 and its reception, I think they've kind of learned their lesson on relying too heavily on that kind of aspect of it, of, you know. So I'm just hoping that, you know, it's not a, you know, kind of Star Wars glub shitto kind of point at the camera where it's like every 2 seconds it's a reference, you know? I'm hoping that they're just like, hey, we like the gameplay of Resident Evil 4, we like the gameplay of Resident Evil 2, let's mash them up, and we might as well just have Leon to be the Resident Evil 4 gameplay, because Leon's Leon. Why not? You know, like, I'm hoping that that's the reason for it, instead of it just
like,
being,
it's easier
you know,
to put him in there than to come up with someone who could be believably like him.
Keon Leonardy, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people are getting a bit too I don't know what is it? What's the modern audience's fascination with everybody thinks that a story arc has to end with somebody dying? Like, that's what is it? What is it with modern audiences? Stop it.
It's a very lazy way to think, and if, you know, I've been annoyed when I've ran across a few shows and stories that just, to discard the character when they're done with them, they do just kill them off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I feel like you still had some more in the tank you could have done if you had just thought about it for 5 seconds.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my only Capcom prediction, really. Have you got more Capcom in you?
No, outside of the Devil May Cry thing and Onimusha, I don't.
If you want to stay to Japan, I've got a rock of Square Enix, because of course I do.
Oh yeah.
In the tank.
yeah.
Let's do what isn't announced first. So let's do what is announced first. Let's make this very clear. My prediction a month and a half beforehand is Life is Strange Reunion will suck. Ethan will still cry at some point, though. So there you go. That is my official prediction. Lock it in. I don't know. My confidence for this game already on hazy, like you're already on, we're already on rocky waves right now with that game, and the more I hear about it, the more I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. It's like I can't remember when it was, but last week, as of recording this, they've announced that the game is not split into chapters. It is just one big kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, so am I not gonna get my little episodic little here's how everybody else did their playthrough wrong and you did it right little choice percentages? I'm not gonna get that. That kind of feels
Not
integral to
until the
Life is
very
Strange to
end.
me.
That's
That seems integral
annoying.
to me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever, but I don't know. I'm not. I don't know, Hunter. I'm like, I'm just, I'm a doomer on that game in particular.
Yeah.
Still there day one. Still already pre-ordered it, mate. Got that pre-download
Yeah.
game ready
Yeah.
to go. Boot it up, little sicko. But uh,
So, okay, it is still gonna suck.
mhm.
Do you think it stands a chance at being better than Double Exposure? What's the vibe check on that? Or do you think this is gonna be bottom of the pack?
I think it'll be. I think it will land somewhere in the middle. I think it'll be an
Hmm.
overall better experience than Double Exposure. I don't think it'll reach the highs of the first two episodes of Double Exposure. I don't think it'll reach the trenches of the latter three episodes of Double Exposure.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
I also think that I think that the fan base that are solely invested in Chloe will think this game is a lot better than it is, and people will not like that valid criticism of the video game. But that's also just me going, water is wet. Wet
Yeah. Yeah.
water,
That's.
wet. Like, like it's like, it's like trying to tell, it's like trying to tell any JRPG fan base that it's like it's not the end, like that is not the end of the world, somebody not liking your game is not a war crime, it's like any small passionate community gets really invested and they care more about what other people think about their favorite thing than they actually care about it themselves, um
Yeah.
but I think it's going to land somewhere in the middle. That would be my guess, my rough kind of. I'd like to be proven wrong, but also they're bringing Chloe back. That's not like, it's not the pinnacle of
Not
writing,
a
is it?
good
Let's be
sign.
honest. It's not a good sign, dude. Ugh.
Who asked?
Yeah, genuinely.
Uh,
Final Fantasy 7. Let's
yeah,
get to
this is
it.
the one.
Final Fantasy 7 Part 3 will be announced at Summer Game Fest 2025. It will release in January 2027, and my prediction is it will be called Final Fantasy 7 Return. That's what I think it will be
Ooh.
called. Somebody was like, it's going to be called Reborn, and I'm like, that's just another, that's the same as Rebirth. We're not doing this. We're not doing
That's
this.
a different, verb tense of
Yeah.
rebirth or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I'm like, don't be a
uh,
sicko. I think you're gonna get.
I
I
saw
think
I
Return is
saw a
the best
comment
bet.
pose regenesis, which
No, no,
tickles
no,
me.
no, no, no. I
It
think
would
it
be a
has to be a
horrible
two.
title.
I think it has to be a
Yeah.
two-syllable word. I feel like it. Remake, rebirth, return. I think that works. Like as a kind of, you know, you and return work. I think return works pretty well for everything that happens, both in the new narrative and the old. I think returning to the planet and all that jazz. I think it works pretty well.
Especially when the end of the third game launches you back to the PS1 opening FMV. Yeah.
Um, have you got any predictions for Final Fantasy VII Part 3?
No, I'm pretty much in agreement with what you're saying. I think it'll be the show closer for Keeley's show this year.
Yeah.
For the summer. Reborn or Return, I mean. It sounds about as close to anything else that I've seen. It'd be better than them using Reunion for two
They're
things
not going
under their
to.
umbrella.
Wasn't there an interview where Nomura was like, I wanted to use Reunion for Part 2, but because we used it for Crisis Core, I didn't. We couldn't reuse, like, so I think he already tried to reuse it at some point.
I like how this is for some reason the one that he draws the line at. and not any of the other nonsense that he's, greenlit and made happen under his watch.
But no, I think, yeah, especially that June 3rd release date for Rebirth on Xbox and Switch 2 has basically confirmed to me that we will be seeing it in June and it will be out. They are trying their darndest to get it out for the 30th anniversary. Like, that is the date that they are trying to lock in for. Will it hit it? I hope it does, because that'd be really cool to get the final part
really
out
cool
on the
to start
30th
the
anniversary.
year with something cool, something great like that. Especially since I'm probably gonna play that game twice, much like the other one.
And they did
in the span of
originally.
the year.
Part 1 remake was originally supposed to be out in January. It was supposed to have that January date, and then got delayed till April. So it's like they originally intended for one of them to come out in that kind of period.
Yeah,
I think it's time. I think they're working on it. I think it'll be a pretty good showing. I also, Hunter, I hate to speak this into existence. We will see Kingdom Hearts 4 this year. We will see Kingdom Hearts 4 this year. Now, will we get any dates or anything? No.
Not a chance.
Not a chance in heck, mate. Not a chance in heck. But now, I think we will see Kingdom Hearts 4 this year. They will confirm that there is a Star Wars world. That is what they will confirm. I really hope that the trailers are as... This is my hopeful prediction, is that the trailers are just as awful as the Kingdom Hearts 3 ones, where it's like the sound mix is all off, where it is just all instrumental music and voices, no sound effects. Please keep that. That was like the greatest kind of directing decision on a video game trailer I've ever seen in my life. But yeah,
Keely's gonna show it to you 6,000 times.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I already picture this right now, that Jeff Keighley's Sicko Summer Game Fest opens with Final Fantasy VII, closes with Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, he does some kind of sicko pact with the devil that is Tetsuya Nomura and goes, okay, right?
Dude, the way he does those shows sometimes, I wouldn't put it past him. Like, was it last year they teased Resident Evil and then ended with Resident Evil?
Yeah.
That was so stupid.
They baited people out 5 times during the whole show. But yeah, I think it's time. Like I said, I don't think you're gonna get it. Like, that game to me is a late 27, like 28 game. Like, that is not a game that we're getting in 2026 for sure. I've seen a lot of people talking cope about Kingdom Hearts being a this year video game, and I'm like,
not a chance. I think that, with when I think it's probably 28, because all of what's going on this year, Square has what they have.
Square's already said that they've not got a big game coming out this year, like a big release coming out this year. So I feel like people are just kind of sipping on the hopium a bit too much there, where I'm like, calm down. Let's be realistic. Kingdom Hearts games take almost a decade to make, so I think 2028 is a good shout.
Yeah.
9
Final
years.
Fantasy VII, they're going to be able to coast on that for the entirety of the year. Next year,
I will 100%. This is not trailer or anything. This is just a fun little prediction for past 2026 for all of the wonderful people out there, Hunter. I'll put money on this. They bring back Cloud and Sephiroth for Kingdom Hearts 4.
I would like that. I would like to see some Final Fantasy showing up.
That'll be the only Final Fantasy you see. It'll be like a secret boss or whatever, like in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. But I think Square is at that point now where they are trying to, they're trying to they've sacked off so much IP that they are just kind of like, yeah, we're the Kingdom Hearts, we're the Final Fantasy, we're the Dragon Quest, we're the, this is us. And I think that they'll just chuck in some Final Fantasy VII because the remake trilogy has just been made, right? They'll just be like, yeah, it's relevant again now, a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to sit there like they're going to add Clive Rossfield or something. No, of course they're not.
That'd be fun.
Cloud again. Sora.
Oh, Ben Starr would have a ball.
The icon Sora. Goofy.
Where's Joshua?
Thank you, Goofy.
Uh,
just hearing Ben Starr go, Sora, Donald, Goofy. No, that too creepy. Too creepy.
uh,
I think that's all I've got for Square Enix on Square Block. Have you got any more?
yeah.
Have you got many more predictions?
Yeah, I've got a few more here.
Mhm.
I sadly one of them was foiled by not even a Nintendo Direct. PlayStation just unceremoniously dropped the Horizon news earlier this
Don't worry,
week.
you can still
So
predict that it doesn't come out.
yeah, I guess there's that. I tried to stay away from like delays and
Hmm.
cancellations and stuff. It seemed too mean spirited.
I'm not.
But
I'm not mean. I'll happily fire those shots, dude. I'll happily fire them.
like it'd be real easy to be like, oh yeah, Fair Games gets canceled this year, but like
Cancellation, I'm a bit delays. I'm
yeah,
fine with. I'm fine with shooting delays out.
but yeah, but I was gonna say, oh yeah, we get Horizon news, but it's the multiplayer game, and lo and behold, that already happened. But also over in the Sony camp, I've got we get 2 God of War announcements this year. One, a further down the road announcement of like the next big entry in the God of War series, and then also that rumored Greek Metroidvania game. I
Hmm.
feel like announcing the Greek Metroidvania game on its own would not serve that game well.
I've got one that's even more diabolical than that. To be honest, with Santa Monica, I think you will hear about the Greek God of War, Metroidvania that they've been working on. You'll hear about that. That'll be announced or whatever. My prediction, and I really hope this isn't true. Like, please prove me wrong. Is my new prediction is I believe that the Cory Barlog spin-off will be announced, and it is set. It's set in the God of War universe.
Oh no.
That's my prediction.
Oh
Is
no.
that it's set in the God of War universe. Whether that is, it's, looking at other gods in the same kind of universe, or if it's whatever, but that's my prediction. It's like, nothing has leaked about this game, and to me, I'm like, I feel like if it was this incredible, like, brand new universe, something would have spilled out.
Yeah.
Like that. So that's like, I'm not saying it's going to be a carbon copy of God of War, but I have a strong feeling that it's going to be in the God of War universe. And that's going to make me sad. Not because I don't like God of War, just because I would like to see something new out of Santa Monica.
This was originally the whole like Corey's second team mutterings was, oh, there's gonna be a new IP and blah blah
Mm.
blah. And how new can an IP really be if it's happening in the same universe as one of the, foundational pillars of your studio
If it makes
portfolio at this point?
if it makes you feel any better, I've got another Sony one. We will not see
Oh boy.
Intergalactic this year.
Oh, mercifully.
I just I don't think everyone's like 2027. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be 2027, mate. I really don't. I don't. You might see it at Game Awards if you're lucky, but I don't think I think for the majority of this year, you do not see Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet at all. Like,
Yeah.
just you don't.
Yeah, I think that they lock down what year they're gonna do, have
I
it
think
ready
2028. I think it's gonna be 2028.
yeah, and then don't show it until that year.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to be doom and gloom because it's like, here's the thing. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, you haven't mentioned much. We're only just getting into Sony. You haven't mentioned much about Xbox." And it's like, Xbox, fair play to them.
Xbox actually has a
Don't
lot
have a
of stuff
console, but
coming
they
this
have
year.
plenty of actual games they're publishing this year. There's so much to look forward to. The only one I've got is I think their roster is a little bit too jam packed this year. I think they're gonna have to push something eventually, and my guess for that would be Fable. So if one game that's
Yeah,
announced for 2026 isn't gonna come out, my prediction would be it's Fable, and not necessarily because it's not done, but it's when you like
just because.
when you're thinking that it's like, okay, they've got Forza, they've got Gears of War E-Day, they've got the Halo 1 remake, they've got a Call of Duty that they're going to have to put out whether they like it or not. They've got like so many games that they've got Kiln, they've got, so much stuff that is just going to be coming out over the course of the next 12 months that it's like especially if GTA 6, if you just want to avoid November, that's like 1 month out of the year gone straight away, right? So it's like
Yeah.
something's probably
And
gonna
like no one wants
budge.
to really release in December either,
No, not
so
unless you're Nintendo and you want to throw something away like Metroid Prime or Xenoblade 2. Jokes on them, one
yeah.
of those games did well. I'll let you figure out which one. Um, but yeah, I think Xbox for the most part has got a pretty locked in and pretty solid year. Sony, on the other half, are like, I don't know what to say about Sony at this point, mate. Like, there's, my
Hitting
mom
us
always,
with the
my mom
typical
always told me,
two-game year.
my mom always told me, Hunter, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all because, yeah, it looks like you're gonna get your 2 games. You're gonna get your Saros, you're gonna get your Wolverine, and then you're gonna get some live service slop. Is probably
Yeah.
what you're gonna get. But you know what? What year?
To their credit, Saros is still the game I'm looking forward to most this year, but that's not gonna sustain your the
I
rest of
do.
your audience, I don't think.
I do think my prediction for Sony would be that I do think, and I know we said this a lot recently, I do think this is the year where they start playing their hand. I think this is not necessarily with game releases, but with game reveals. I think this is where they start
Yeah.
showing up again a little bit.
Yeah, maybe letting us know what's, especially if like the mutterings have been that they've kind of kicked the new console down the road because of all of the RAM happenings and
Which they
whatnot.
should, 100%. They should
Yeah,
100% kick that
100%.
bad boy.
Yeah, in fact, you're stupid that you were thinking about a console before this malarkey anyway, because still very, you've been struggling to make this one that we're on feel worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me that we're sitting here, right? It is, February 2026. We have had the PS5 for over 5 years. At this point in the life cycle, we had just been through the holiday that gave us Spider-Man 2018. We are at
Yeah.
that point in the life cycle, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, that is crazy because it does not feel like we have lived with the PS5 that long. It still feels like people are still sitting there on the internet going, wow, the SSD is really quick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like we're still stuck in that launch kind of
It feels like
process
if you were
of.
to put everything together, we've had like the 2015,
Mm,
and that's about it.
100%. And I think delaying is the right call, to be honest. I don't think, if it was supposed to be 2027, I don't think I genuinely think you could get away with till
That
2030. I genuinely think you could get
yeah,
away with till
yeah,
2030.
100%.
Um,
Like, don't put this console out for a long time.
the last thing that we need is people are already struggling to convince themselves to upgrade from PS4 to PS5. The last thing you need is 3 generations that are all having games released for it. That's the last thing you need.
Yeah,
You at least need to wait for
like
the PS4 to
yeah,
finally die.
the PS5 isn't the Nintendo Switch. People weren't trying to shut it, 2 years into its life.
Yeah, 100%.
In fact, we're still hoping for it to open.
True. But I do think they will start playing their hand. I think you'll see a couple of games that, they're working on. I would not be surprised if this is the year with Wolverine finally coming out, in theory, that they finally do maybe release a teaser for Spider-Man 3 to keep the Marvel fans happy.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
but other than that, God knows what they're going to start showing because a lot of stuff's been cancelled over at Sony. So it's
yeah.
tough. It's
If not,
maybe
if not
Media
for the
Molecule's new
Horizon,
game or something. Like they've been working
yeah,
on a
yeah,
game since
maybe.
Dreams shuttered in like 2023. So you'd assume if they're making a platformer or something, that might be close to coming to fruition.
Yeah. Yeah, if
But
not for the Horizon news earlier this week, I would have been more willing to, throw the, maybe we see a, teaser for Horizon 3.
maybe they are getting the multiplayer game out in the open now, so they could
Yeah,
do that later in the year. Maybe that's what they're
maybe.
doing. It was very funny how the director was like spent the first 30 seconds of the video of the overview going, we still like single player games. We're still going to make single player games. Please don't think that we are just making this video game. Dislikes ensued. Anyway.
You better.
But yeah. I mean,
What's
look,
funny about this Horizon thing, like conceptually, is it seems to mostly be what people were asking for when the first game came out, but now the pendulum has swung
the other
so far
direction.
the other way that no one cares.
Yeah, yeah. It's a weird one. I'll give him that. Um, I've got the classic. I'll roll it off because it'll probably be in the thumbnail. You ready for this one, Hunter?
Oh
Big up.
yeah, here we
This
go.
year's the year. If you shoot a shot 600 times, it's going to eventually land. Toys for Bob announces their new video game. It's Spyro 4. It will release in 2027. There you go. Lock it
There
in.
you go.
Lock it in. It will happen. It is. It's time. It's time. It's how long have they been independent? It was like 2022. They've got to show something eventually. You know. I feel like now's the time. We all know it's Spyro. Like, let's just rip that band-aid off, get it announced, release it in like June 2027, make Ethan happy, and then there you go. That's all that matters, really. I would like to play a new Spyro game before I turn 30. Because at that point, life's not worth living. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, over 30,
The
you're
dream
done.
of every person in their 20s, isn't it?
The last remaining ones, I believe. Yeah, at least up in the upper halves, dude. Yeah, sure. Um, a dying Zoomer's wish, Hunter. A dying Zoomer's wish, is to play Spyro 4, and I hope we will. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time. Kiln finally got announced. I've got to move on to something, Hunter. I'm gonna have to keep chatting about something. And I think it'll be a pretty faithful thing. I don't think they're going to go out of their way to go like, oh, it's all open world, or I don't think it's going to deviate too much from the formula. I think it's just going to be a hey,
Yeah.
it's a love letter to Spyro in the same way that Crash was a love letter to the original Crash games.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it will be as long or as tedious as Crash 4. I think it'll just be
Hopefully not.
I think it'll be a decently sized Spyro game, but I think it'll be bigger than all of the PS1 games, hopefully, obviously. But I
would
think
think so.
I would like to think that it's more like quality over quantity. Anyway, you got anything else, Hunter?
I guess the Steam thing already got kind of confirmed earlier this week.
What, they kicked the
Was
bucket?
Yeah, back when I was writing all this stuff down, I was like, yeah, I think the Steam Cube is just gonna quietly be delayed out of the year. Like, I don't think, and I guess they haven't said that, but it's delayed for sure, and I don't think they're gonna speak on it again until sometime next year. I think they're just gonna hope people forget about it until they talk about it again.
I think it'll come out this year, but I don't think I think it'll be second half now. I think they're just gonna have to wait to see and how this RAM shortage plays out, really. My wild, crazy prediction is that Half-Life 3 is real and it's just sitting on a shelf waiting for this stupid cube to be released. You know what I mean? Like that's my
Oh yeah,
that's my little copium. It's already done. It was supposed to be released in February, so it's already done. And it's just sitting on a shelf. It's sitting right there on that same shelf that like Xenoblade 3 sat on for a year and a half. You know, there's the famous game shelf where good
oh yeah,
games wait
hanging
their
out there
turn.
with the Zelda ports.
Yeah, just waiting for their turn, dude.
uh,
Also, we haven't mentioned Xenoblade. There was that people have been leaking that there's some Xenoblade stuff happening. Whatever. My prediction is it's a quiet year for Nintendo. Xenoblade can 100% show up in a quiet year for Nintendo. So I don't know. People are going crazy. People like this is what I love about 2026, Hunter, is that one voice actor can say that they've been working on some Xenoblade stuff, and then somebody the next day can post what is clearly AI generated art and go Xenoblade 4, and everyone takes the hook. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what we're living on. I still stand by it. The voice actor that said that they're working on it was the voice of a couple of characters in Xenoblade 2. My prediction for that is, yeah, they may have done a Xenoblade 2 like definitive edition. And if it's the best selling Xenoblade game, and if I was remaking or remastering Xenoblade 2, I would redo the dub, to be honest with you. I don't think I could re-release that in that state.
give Tora a mute button.
Hire an actual voice director this time. Like
Yeah.
that'd be my goal. But I don't have enough.
Make let Zeke's voice actor voice everybody.
Oh, what a game that'd be, dude. What a game that'd be. Hear me out. I have Ben Starr voice everybody in Xenoblade 2. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Oh, yes. Now we're talking.
Replace Tora's voice actor with Ben Starr and see how the opinion shifts straight away.
Could you imagine Ben Starr's voice coming out of Poppy?
To be honest, if he's gonna voice a Nopon, he would definitely be Ricky. He would definitely be the Chad
true.
himself, the incredible, the impeccable Ricky himself.
Ricky has alimony to pay.
Oh dear, mate. Anything else, Hunter? Anything else?
All right, so I made a game out of trying to predict the, Game Awards traditionally has 3 big announcements,
Ooh,
theoretically.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
One at the beginning, middle, and end.
Yep.
So I've got
Go for it.
First one. We finally get a real well and true good look at Judas. And it ends with an unwindowed 2027.
That's fair. I respect that.
Middle one. Kojima shows off OD. First half of 2027.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah.
Ending announcement. FromSoft's next big single player RPG. The next
Bloodborne
thing it would be carrying.
Bloodborne 2?
Yeah, the next
Is it Bloodborne 2?
next thing that would be
Is it Bloodborne 2? Is it?
I would love
is
for it to be
Bloodborne 2. Say it
Whatever
is, Hunter,
it
make
would
it
be
real.
Yes. Sure, Bloodborne 2.
Yes, get it. If you're wrong, I'll blame you. If it's something else.
The next thing that would carry on the lineage of, Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Elden Ring and the like, whatever the next thing they'd want to do for that.
Bloodborne 2, guys, it's Bloodborne 2. They're gonna do what Dark Souls 2 did to Dark Souls 1. They're literally everyone's gonna hate it apart from me. And I'll be like, it's the greatest game ever made.
I don't even know how you could do that to Bloodborne. Like, how could the thing... What would they be mad about?
To be fair, it already has the consumable health regain with blood vials like Dark Souls 2 does anyway. Yeah. So, I don't think they could do too much. No, that's to me sounds like a solid list. Like, if I predicted that SGF is going to be a Final Fantasy opener and a Kingdom Hearts closer, then I guess you could do Game Awards.
We've booked Keely's best year of announcements ever, if this were to come true.
You know what? Let's just round it out. Opening night live? Nothing. There you go. Job done.
Nothing.
Job done,
I tried. I really tried to think of an announcement that would be, like a game that's the realistic caliber, like the, if I could think of a Dead Island or something like that, but nothing came to mind.
I forgot about a big one, actually. I actually forgot about a big one. Persona 6 is announced this year in September for the 30th anniversary of Persona. It won't have a date on it, but it'll finally be
of course not.
It exists. The color is green. Can we all move on with our lives a little bit? And I also think Persona 4 Revival will probably... will it be out this year? I'm leaning on no. I think Revival will be spring 27.
Yeah, I feel like it's not out this year. I feel like we'll see it at the Summer Game Fest show, though.
We'll see it 5 times this year. Atlas, it's a big year for Persona. They've already basically flat out said that they're probably going to announce Persona 6 this year. You think they would. But
I hope they would.
Revival's already announced. They are 100% going to announce a lot about Revival. It would not surprise me if it does sneak in October, like the royal release date when they ported it over to everywhere. It wouldn't surprise me if it snuck in then, but I think, similar date to Reload February next year. This time next year. The controversy begins again.
Dude, imagine. This time next year, Final Fantasy VII Part 3 will have already been out.
Yeah.
And we're on the heels of Persona 4 Revival.
Well, time is a flat circle. It'll be like when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out 2 weeks before Persona 5 Royal came out. So it's like we're back in the
Yeah.
time of a flat circle.
Persona 3 only came out 3 weeks before Rebirth.
Oh yeah, it did. What's with that timing, bro? That's crazy. They need to
I think
stop.
now it has to happen.
Oh,
Persona and
yeah.
Final
I'll be
Fantasy are
disappointed now.
intrinsically linked.
I'll be disappointed now if Revival comes out in 2026. I will be disappointed. Like, oh, the tradition is over. But yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Where will Todd Howard strike next? Let us know in the comments down below. My guess is the state of play that happens this month, because I have a striking feeling that Starfield's going to get announced.
Probably,
dude.
yeah,
I'm gonna
I wouldn't be
literally.
shocked.
That is like no one will be excited bar me, as the one, like, you know, it's like me and Greg Miller are the only two people that liked Starfield on the entire planet apparently. So it's like even I don't like it as much as
Yeah.
Greg Miller likes it, but you know, it's like as someone who enjoyed it enough, if they say it's coming to PlayStation and you can move your save over, I will 100% be buying it for PlayStation and then moving my save over like a little sicko. Because I still don't technically own a copy of Starfield because I played it on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'd like to own Starfield at some point in the future. So that would be my plan. But yeah, let us know. What are your big predictions for 2026? Who knows? I'm also final prediction. There'll be 9 war crimes at the Game Awards. Keep an eye out for them.
9.
9.
Yeah. I think I had something silly. Jeff Keighley shows no fewer than 13 Souls-like games across all 3 of his shows this year.
That's a good one. That's a good one, mate. That's a good one. I'd put money on that.
Dude, I probably lowballed it if I'm being honest.
Yeah, dude, that's a good one. Dude, that's a good one. Polymark is gonna have a field day with that big boy. That's crazy. Before we go, obviously there was a Nintendo Direct this week. It wasn't a particularly good one, so we're just gonna do a very quick rundown of the highs and lows, what was good, what was bad. So let's do a quick little rundown of it. Orbitals. This Andy from Kind of Funny used the incredible term of a haze-like, which I think is brilliant for this kind of game. It's basically it's a co-op kind of platformer like It Takes Two and Split Fiction, but it's a 90s anime, 80s 90s anime aesthetic, and it's all on like a space station kind of thing. How you feeling on this one? Are you high or low on it?
I think it's good that we're seeing more games like this now that Haze Light has proved that you can make a space out of it. Because, you know, for a long time it was basically online, like massive multiplayer things or bust.
Yeah,
and
totally.
now having the more intimate, you know, just play with a friend kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
It probably won't. Yeah, it almost certainly won't be as good as a Haze Light game, but
Few things
you know,
really are. You know.
Yeah, you know, it could probably still be good enough for what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
It gave me a bit of false hope for the rest of the Direct.
No, I think, you know, fair play. It's another Kepler thing, so, you know, Kepler, the one thing I am respecting a lot about Kepler with, you know, Expedition and, you know, stuff like this is they do they're not, you know, they're testing out a load of different stuff and working with a load of different people, and I kind of respect that. You know, it's like there are a load of publishers right now that do just kind of go, okay, that's our kind of bag. We're only doing that. So to have like, you know, all these studios working on different things, I respect it. Paranormasight, The Mermaid's Curse. Is this a visual novel that's got your eye, Hunter, or is this another thing that's just going to be forgotten in 3 months?
This one doesn't look like it's for me.
That's fine.
Like, yeah, you know, it's one of those ones that, like, in another, if it struck me at a different time, maybe, but not now.
Yeah. It didn't do anything for me either. Tokyo Scramble's a game that asks, what if game share was splitting the controller 4 ways?
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, dude, it was the only
Why
thing.
would you want to divide camera control motor functions and whatever the other things that character was doing.
It was what? It was
Like
the
that game,
camera. It was the camera. It was the walking. It was the shooting, and it was like it was like all the face buttons or whatever. Like mental, absolutely mental. But of course, that you have to have a gimmick like that because this looks like every other video game that's ever been made. So of
it looks,
course,
yeah, like it looks bad if you had full control as a single person. So,
yeah.
the dinosaur that looked like it ate her but didn't, it just kind of swiped through her?
Yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
certainly looked like a video game. I saw someone on Twitter say this, and I thought it was a perfect description of it. It's like this game looks like a game that no one will buy that'll be worth like $150 in like 20 years time because no one bought it. And I'm like, that's so true. It does look like one of those kinds of games. So keep your eyes on it,
Yeah.
guys. Get the market ready. Get ready. You don't want to be on the wrong side of it. I don't know why I'm promoting so much gambling this week, but let's just keep going, dude. Let's just keep going. Valheim looks blurry on Nintendo Switch and is coming there in 2026. This game just looked really rough in the state that it was at.
I checked out there in this part.
Yeah,
I
so
remember Valheim coming out a couple of years ago and people liking it, but if you probably got better places to play it if
yeah,
you have access to those.
Hollow Knight got its Switch 2 edition announced. It was obviously already revealed that they were doing this a while ago, but it's out and it's already out now. You can play it now. It's got all the visual enhancements that Silksong had. So you've got your 120 FPS, you've got your high resolution. That's cool. I like that. That's pretty cool. Someone who owns
Yeah.
Hollow Knight on Switch, I did just download the expansion pack for whenever I eventually give it a try. So that's cool. Not that you need another reason to play Hollow Knight, but now the Switch version is probably one of the best ways to play it. Konami's asking how many times can we rename Pro Evolution Soccer when eFootball Kickoff comes to Nintendo Switch this summer. Here's an actual good one. Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales is coming on June 18th, 2026. It's the latest HD 2D RPG.
I think this was a better showing than the last time I saw this. I
Dude,
remember being kind of down on it the last time I saw it.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the idea of going through different time periods and going to the same place during multiple periods, and the HD 2D aesthetic I think is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Although this did have me asking the question, is there one of these games that actually keeps to one thing the whole time? Because, all of them, Octopath, the 8 different people and their 8 different stories and all that, Live Alive with the different time periods and whatnot.
Yeah, different settings.
Like, it seems like everything is idea, split it several different directions, and make a game out of it.
Oh yeah, dude. What's your favorite age? Let us know in the comments below, because that was like it was like it was like the age of technology and the age of creation and the age of gabagoo, and it was just like it just kept going. I was like, bro, how many ages are there, dude? The age of imprisonment, don't you dare.
The age of calamity.
No. Yo, here's one for my unks out there, dude. Super Bomberman Collection has 5 really old video games that you can play right now, or if you want it physical, you can wait till August, you sad little boys and girls. Enjoy it, I guess. I don't know. Bomberman has never really been my jam, but fair play if you're excited. I'm not going to judge. Already did, but I'm not going to judge any further. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in the middle of the show, June 3rd, 2026. They're doing it, dude. And I've got to say, didn't mention this in the predictions because it didn't really fit. I've got to say fair play to Square, because not only are they getting these out in a really reasonable time period, but like, what is it, $40 or $50 for these games? Yeah. Really reasonable. Like, legitimately really reasonable prices. I'm like...
It doesn't look that bad either.
No, it looks like a... Genuinely, looking at that, it is... it is jokingly like I'm willing to buy both of these because I'm like, you seem to be doing a really I compared to where you were, Square, on Nintendo Switch 1 where you were doing cloud versions of Kingdom Hearts, like it seems like you're really going in the right direction here. And instead of a booster pack of playing cards in this one, you get a exclusive variant of like a Zack card
Zack card with that sick reverse cover.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh man, that almost makes it worth it.
Yeah. So there. It's out in June, like I say. 6 months, mate. 6 months after that, or 7 months, January. Let's get it going. Let's get it
Yeah.
return. Pragmata is obviously coming to Nintendo Switch 2 alongside its other everywhere else, basically, on April 24th. They announced a demo that's available right now if you want to check it out. They show more of this game. And again, this game still does absolutely nothing for me, mate. It still does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm not sure that it will. At some point before it comes out, I'm probably gonna try the demo because I don't want to just jump
Doesn't
in.
hurt.
Yeah, I don't want to jump into it like full send on something that I'm completely unsure of. But I do respect the hustle of taking a swing on the new idea, and this one doesn't heinously offend me like Exoprimal did. So
Yeah, it's like
I'll
it's
give
like
it a shot.
I respect it, but it's shooting with extra steps, and it's also I'm really am kind of over the dad game. I'm over it at this
Yeah,
point, and I don't know. It's just like I say, I'm just over it. I'm over escorting, you know,
escorting people.
sons and daughters across random places. You know, I'm just kind of
Before
over
these
it.
kind of games, people hated escort missions. What happened?
We need to go back to bullying. I think that's what happened. Uh, anyway. Turok returns and Turok Origins out fall 2026. This looked like a video game TM. Um,
This, yeah, I remember thinking that, like, whenever this got revealed at an earlier point in time that I don't remember, but I remember it being like, oh, this looks pretty lame for being a Turok game,
yeah,
and I stand by that.
yeah. Uh, and then just a load of stuff that we don't really need to talk about, really. We were trying to figure out what Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok is. Is it a new game? Is it an update to an old version? Is it what is it? Whatever it is, it's out in July. Have fun. God bless. Godspeed. Have fun with it, I guess. Monster Hunter Stories 3 asks the question, what if we call monsters monsties?
Yeah.
Uh, find out on March 13th, 2026, if that's your jam. I feel like, what are we doing here? Why call it Monster Hunter Stories? Why just call it Monsty Hunter? And then there you go. That's your little spin-off franchise right there. I've just saved you a ton of money on printing costs because I've got rid of a whole word there. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Arcade Archives is now moving into console games, which is pretty cool. They Archive Archives has got Rave Racer. Is it Rave Racer or is that supposed to be Wave Racer?
It wasn't Wave Racer, but it did
Okay.
throw me off because, Wave Racer is a game that
I
exists.
thought Kyle was trying to give me a lisp or something. It's like Wave
No,
Racer.
no.
Wait, the wave. Okay.
Because I heard that and I almost, like, I perked up for a second. I'm like, well, that's not Wave Racer.
Anyway, so yeah, Console Archives is starting to it's a new project where they're starting to release stuff. For now, it looks like they're mainly doing PS1 and NES, but they've got a Doraemon game, a Sonic Wing Special, Cool Borders, Ninja Gaiden 2, and more. The nerds are saying that the emulation is pretty good. Ethan says, "Give me a game I care about." Then, haha, got you.
I think the one thing that maybe they should do for these kind of things is, I don't know, come up with some kind of theme for them.
Yeah.
This is just kind of like a shotgun of random old games.
Mhm.
Not really anything to, like, Ninja Gaiden 2 there for people who like Ninja Gaiden or, any one of those games
Yeah.
also. But I don't think that there's any, like, nothing as the package itself is really like, ooh, gotta grab this now.
Yeah. I see that. I see that. But yeah, it's there if you want it. It was straight to montage there with a bunch of stuff that's already been announced. Nothing new in that montage. Then the final part, Resident Evil Requiem, obviously is coming out in just a few short weeks. 27th of February.
How many trailers do you think they're gonna squeeze in between now and then?
Oh, at least another two.
Yeah, yeah.
At least another two. My favorite part about this is if you haven't watched the trailer, go back and watch it and watch how they fail to shoot a single bullet because they're trying to not trigger. Nintendo's obviously told them that they can't have any gore, so every bullet that they shoot in that trailer is
Had
miss.
to make Leon look washed.
Yeah. Like how everyone's gonna play the game when you play it on February the 27th.
We're playing on the Switch version. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
From what I've heard, the Switch version is actually pretty decent, so fair play.
Oh, nice.
Again, can't complain. Obviously, they showed the Switch 2 Pro controller, which we already knew about. They also showed amiibos. We already knew that Grace was getting an amiibo. They then announced that Leon is also getting an amiibo, and they both looked kind of washed. I'm not gonna lie, they did not look like the
Yeah, it
best
looked a little
amiibo in the
weird.
world. I think they're doing what third parties sometimes used to do, where Nintendo licenses out the term amiibo, but they're producing their own, so they look a bit wonky. They don't look as good as like
Yeah.
modern amiibo. They look closer to like the original Smash Bros. Line. But hey, they're there if you want them.
Yeah, and that controller looks cool. Sadly, not like $80 cool or 100, however much the Pro controllers cost. But I think it's a neat visual style. The
I've got
newspaper.
mine here, mate. I've got my Pro controller.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna buy it because honestly, I try not to buy controllers until my own stop working.
Yeah, that's fair.
or if they're given to me. But
I like to have two. That's
it's
usually
a cool
my
looking one.
two's my
Yeah.
number, is having a backup in case somebody wants to play something or whatever. It's like how I will have two pairs of Joy-Con. I'm like, that's all I really need, especially after the last go around where I was like, ooh, new color, ooh, new color. I'm like, no, I just need two sets. One for me, one for a friend. That's all you really need. Then to wrap it all up, our friend Todd Howard came out and was like, hey guys, remember when we ported Skyrim in the launcher of Switch 1 and then ignored the Nintendo Switch for the remainder of the generation? We're not going to do that this time. You've already had a really terrible version of Skyrim. Here's some more ports that are questionable in quality. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition is out in just a little while, February 24th. This looks rough as anything.
Yeah.
It does not look like a good version of Fallout 4, but it's there if you want to partake. Which is interesting because Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is out on May 12th, and this looks like an excellent port from that little bit that we saw. That looks fantastic.
It's all on the card too.
Yeah,
so good for them.
It's all on the cart and it looks fantastic. So yeah, good for them. Fallout 4 and the next one that we're about to talk about are code in a box. They're not even cards. So thanks, Todd. Appreciate that. 1 and 3. But yeah. And then they've announced that somehow they're going to try and get Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered to work on the Nintendo Switch 2. That's coming in 2026. Which is cool. I mean, here's the thing is I don't know what people, I said this, I don't get what people's hatred with Todd is in terms of Nintendo because you've had one game from him ever. So chill out a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really.
If they're not your cup of tea, fair enough. But also, I can guarantee that there'll be a bunch of people here that are really hyped that they get to play Fallout on the go, or they get to play Oblivion on the go at 2 FPS when it comes out later this year. It's going to be a pretty hype moment for everybody involved.
It'd be funny if it like the direct immediately following when Oblivion comes out, they were like, kind of like the Knights of the Old Republic thing that happened, where they're like, "Hey, here's the original version, just slid up here in a sizzle reel." That'd be tickling.
I guess my main hope is obviously Fallout 4 didn't look that fantastic. Skyrim Switch 2 port has already been very questionable in terms of its quality. I'm really hoping that my hope for this for Bethesda would be that they actually fix them and work on them instead of just leaving them in the kind of janky state. The fact that Skyrim is running on Switch 2 at 30 FPS and not a stable 30 FPS. It's a game from 2011, mate.
Yeah.
Like, it should not be hard to run at a constant frame rate, a good frame rate in the year 2026. So fingers crossed. But that was literally it. That was the whole direct. It was pretty awful, to be honest.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting much from it, but somehow I was still missing stuff. Like I was expecting to see them, trot out the Elden Ring port.
Where's Elden Ring? That was my big one. We'll definitely see Elden Ring. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Interesting.
like knee-jerk reaction. First
Or
thing I said.
Duskbloods. That's a
Yeah,
part
or
of
the
the game.
Duskbloods.
Goodness, no one knows what's happening, but hey ho, it's all
What
good.
can you do?
We'll probably get a direct in April. That's probably my guess. April
Yeah,
or
yeah,
June.
I would assume so. I think that the Switch 2 coming out in June is probably kind of messed with the feng shui of their past their previous pattern where, normally in February, that's where we got the main Nintendo Directs for a while. But I think that because of the announcements last year being held off till April, that's probably what it's going to be for foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll see what that holds. But yeah, that's that then, I guess. We will, I guess, like I say, there's supposed to be a state of play. Is that supposed to be next week? There's supposed to be a state of play in the
I'm
next
not
few
sure.
weeks. So if a state of play does happen, we will probably, unless it's like the greatest like thing that we've ever seen in our life, we'll probably do what we've done today, where we've led with the main topic. Then if there's stuff to talk about, we'll just wrap it up here at the end. Yeah, that's cool. And then obviously, also if you're a Nintendo fan, just have to wait a few short months, guys, until Overwatch is back. Remember, guys, Overwatch is back. We're taking the 2 out of it because we've decided that we're going to start making a good game again, and I respect the graft. I respect it.
I saw that they're adding in like a cat with a jetpack or something.
Yeah, Jetpack Cat.
That's
that's the name of the
fun.
that's the name of the character. My favorite part about that is Jetpack Cat was like a running joke in the community like 8 years ago. Because everyone was like, there was like a drawing or something in the background of one of the maps that was a Jetpack Cat, and everyone was like, it's a new hero. The next hero is going to be Jetpack Cat, and they finally made Jetpack Cat, and I'm like, I respect it. It's a good little thing. I think my favorite part is it's just a troll character, which I think is brilliant. Her ultimate ability is literally just, because she's got like a little grappling hook tether that you can tether allies to, so you can like fling people in the air and like get 6 shots with your teammates. But the ultimate ability is you can just do that and grab an enemy and fly away with them. So you can literally just pick up an enemy and go yoink and then just take them away or launch them off the battlefield.
It's like in the first Smash Brothers game, Donkey Kong's like grab and carry was really overpowered. Like you could just do it and hold people forever and jump off. Like jumping off the ledge became a lot hard with them in your hands. Became a lot harder in the following games. It was real easy to do in 64.
Yeah, but yeah, fair play to him. We'll see how that goes. I'm happy though. Back to the original. Salute Overwatch 2. You did not live very long and you weren't very good. Hopefully
come back in 5 more years when they drop the over and it's just watch.
Nah, hell yeah, dude, hell yeah. But anyway, right, let's leave it there, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. Our links are on screen right now. If you want to go and follow us on Twitter or Blue Sky, you can keep updated with what we do outside of the podcast. Like I say, next week we will be back here once again. What we will be talking about is anybody's guess. If it's a state of play, gosh help us, because the track record's not been good with them for a while, mate. I think the last good one was the one that had like Resident Evil 4 in it, and that was like 3 years ago.
That was 2022.
Oh dear. We're in for a heck of a ride, everybody. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. We'll be back same time, same place next week for more. But until then, have an awesome week. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Doodaloo.